Okay, so have you ever had one of those days where you just, like, can't seem to get anything done? You've got that deadline staring you in the face, but instead you're like, maybe I should reorganize my spice rack.
Oh, absolutely. We've all been there. Procrastination, am I right? It's that universal struggle.
Totally. And today we are diving deep into this whole procrastination thing to figure out, like, why we do it. Like, why do we sabotage ourselves even when we know we shouldn't?
Right. It's like we're working against our own bound interests.
Exactly. So we're going to try and unravel some of these secrets of procrastination. We're taking inspiration from this book, Unraveling the Secrets of Procrastination, How to Break the Cycle. Really interesting stuff. So um, from a psychological perspective, what's really going on when we procrastinate?
Well, it's more than just laziness or bad time management, right? I mean, we all know we should be doing the thing, but
But we don't.
yeah. And often it comes down to fear of failure, or like this need to be perfect.
Oh, yeah, the perfectionism trap.
Exactly. We might avoid even starting because we're terrified of not doing it perfectly. And for some people, that can mean they have this all or nothing mindset. If it can't be flawless, why even try?
Oh, that all or nothing thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I totally get that.
Yeah.
I feel like my brain sometimes just decides if it can't be perfect, it's a total disaster.
Yeah. It can be totally paralyzing, right? So, like, a good starting point is to maybe try and challenge that perfectionism. What if instead of aiming for perfect, we aim for progress?
Right, right.
Because even small steps, can help you get going and kind of chip away at that fear of failure. Have you ever noticed that for yourself? That shift from like needing it to be perfect to just making some progress?
I think, yeah, when I can break down a big task into smaller pieces,
Hmm.
it feels less overwhelming. And I feel good about getting each little part done. It keeps me going. But sometimes I procrastinate, even when I'm not afraid to fail. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like I know I can do it, but I still put it off.
Yeah, that's a great point. And it makes me think about motivation. Sometimes we just lack the drive to get started, right?
Right.
And a lot of times that's because we're missing that intrinsic motivation, that feeling of satisfaction you get from doing something for its own sake.
Okay, so how do we get more of that? Like, it's easy to stay motivated when you're super passionate about something. But what about the stuff that just feels like a chore?
That's where figuring out your values can really help. Even if a task seems boring, if you can connect it to a bigger goal, something you really care about.
Gives it more meaning.
Exactly. It can boost your motivation. Say you hate doing laundry, right?
Mm.
But you value having a clean and organized home. So reminding yourself that doing laundry gets you closer to that goal.
It might make it feel less like a chore. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, just kind of reframing it.
Reframing, I like that. And you know what else I like? This book has some great time management tips, which I always need. One that stands out is the Pomodoro technique. Have you heard of this?
Oh, yeah, the Pomodoro technique. It's great. Really helps you focus and be more productive.
So how does it work?
Basically, you work in these focused bursts, like 25 minutes on, then a short break.
Okay.
And this pattern helps to, avoid burnout and keeps you moving forward.
Yeah, I could see how that would be super helpful for someone like me who, gets distracted pretty easily.
It's really effective.
And the book also talks about how important it is to build good habits, like routines.
Oh, habits are so important.
So what kind of small changes can people make to their routines to be more productive?
Well, even a tiny change can make a big difference. Like try spending just 15 minutes each morning on something you usually put off. It doesn't have to be a huge task, just a little bit of focused effort.
Right.
And over time, this can really help with procrastination. It helps you build momentum. Think about it. What's one thing you could do for just 15 minutes every morning?
I love that. It's like a mini challenge, but it could make a big difference.
And I think it ties into the mindset thing too, right? Like instead of dreading a task,
Yeah.
what if we thought of it as a chance to grow or challenge yourself?
Totally. It's about reframing, remember. And keep in mind, getting over procrastination, it's a journey.
Yeah.
Some days you'll be amazing at it, and other days not so much. The important thing is to learn from it and keep trying different things until you find what works for you.
All right, so let's recap. Procrastination, it's not just laziness, right? It's often tied to deeper stuff like fear, perfectionism, or lack of motivation. But the good news is there are things we can do to beat it. We can work on our mindset, try techniques like the Pomodoro method, build good habits. Listeners, which of these ideas speaks to you the most?
And think about it. What's one tiny step you can take right now to get started on something you've been putting off?
Yeah.
Tell us in the comments. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into procrastination. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let us know what other topics you'd like us to explore. See you next time.